Hey guys, welcome back. Today we are going to be talking about the top 10 tips for Walt Disney World. This is from a kid's point of view. I am only 14, so this is kind of for families. So let's get started. Okay, so tip 1 is fireworks. Disney fireworks show is really late at night. I think it's around like 12 o'clock, I'm not sure. But if you go with a kid, even if they are a little older, they still might find them a little too late. Last time I went, I was 8 years old, and all I remember is sitting on the floor and just being so tired and exhausted and crying, and it totally made that day, well, not as magical as it could have been. So I say if you want to see fireworks, you should do like a half day at Disney so your kid isn't as tired. But if it's not a big part of your trip or a big thing you want to do that you're looking forward to, I'd say just skip it and go home and sleep because it's not worth it and you'll be really tired. Okay, tip 2, Chef Mickey's. I know that with COVID, Chef Mickey's is not open right now, and if it is, I don't think it's the same. But don't skip it when you do go because it is the best. I have been both times I went to Disney. I'm not someone that goes to Disney a crazy amount of time. That's why I'm saying it from my point of view. But if you do go, definitely don't skip Chef Mickey's. Chef Mickey's is a brunch, lunch, and I think they do dinner. I'm not too sure. I've been for brunch both times, and that is what I recommend. The food is pretty good. I wouldn't say it's like phenomenal, but you're going more for the experience. It is really good because you get to sit down and eat your food. It's a buffet, I think, for brunch, and you get to meet all of your favorite characters, all like the main 6, so that's really fun. And it's like more affordable than like spending all your time at the other parks waiting in lines. So in that point, even if you're spending a bit more at the restaurant, it's still worth it because you're not outside waiting in lines in the heat, wasting your day waiting to meet Mickey, only to figure out you only get to meet him for a couple seconds. So it's totally not worth it. So I would definitely go to Chef Mickey's. Okay, next tip is to bring extra clothes. Even if you're an adult or you're not going with kids or you don't think you'll need an extra change of clothes, always bring it. Because there's going to be rides that you'll go on that will get you way more wet than you think they would. Cali River Rapids and Splash Mountain are 2 of the worst. So if you're not going to be wearing a poncho on those rides, and even if you are, I definitely recommend bringing a change of clothes because you're going to get soaked and you don't want to be spending like $30 on a dress that you didn't want or a shirt that you just didn't need. So definitely bring extra clothes for you and for the kids. Okay, so the next thing we're going to talk about is water parks. Florida is really, really hot, especially in the summer. So of course you're going to think about going to their water parks, right? But before you book them into your trip, consider this. The water slides can be a bit too much for little ones or even bigger kids, even adults if you're not a big water slide person like me. I remember we were at, I think, Blizzard Beach? I don't know. I don't remember what water park we were at, but we were at one of them and all the slides were like way too big for me at the time and probably still now. So I spent most of the day just sitting on the beach part of the place and that wasn't much fun. I much would have rather have been at the hotel or at downtown Disney. So if you're not a huge water slide person, I don't think it's worth spending like $90 just to sit around or go on 2 slides. And also the wave pool is no joke. The waves that they have are way more extreme than waves that we get here back in Canada and some of the water parks I've been to. They can knock you over really quickly and you don't really want to be walking around with scrapes and bruises. Those can hurt. So I'd say if those 2 things really are going to affect your trip, I wouldn't go to the water parks. You're not really missing anything. But if you want to go to them, they're still a lot of fun if you're a big water slide person. Okay, so my dog's snoring, so sorry if you hear that in the background, but the next thing we're going to talk about is food and Cinderella's Castle. So if you didn't know this, Cinderella's Castle has a restaurant inside. I don't remember what it's called. I'll put it on the screen. But it's a big deal, and I know a lot of kids really want to go there, but it's also really expensive, especially if you live somewhere like Canada or maybe Europe, and the prices are going to jump a lot when you move or go to America. But keep that in mind when you're thinking about this. But if it's a really big deal and your kids really want to do it, it's totally worth it. I highly recommend it. The food is not the best, yes, but you're going more for the experience, right? So if your kid really wants to do it, then you should go for it. I loved it, and meeting all the princesses was really cool, and the food, well, it wasn't great, but for me, I got to decorate a cupcake, and it was pretty cool. And it's the only thing I remember from my trip from when I was 4 years old, so it's not like your kids are gonna forget about it. It's something they'll definitely remember. So if you want to go to Cinderella's Castle, I totally recommend it. Don't skip it. Alright, now we're going to talk about the best time of year to go. Now, there's many videos and books that talk about the best time of year to go, but I'm trying to cater more to the traveling abroad people, the Canadians, because that's what I am. Summer there is like 75 degrees, 80, can even go up to like 100 degrees Fahrenheit, which sounds like a lot, and it is. It's like 35, 40 degrees Celsius, which is really hot, and if you're not used to it, you're not used to the really hot weather, it can be really uncomfortable, and even if you are used to it, it's just not a great time to go. And it rains a lot in the summer. Winter is a great time to go because the crowds are nice and low and there's not too many people if you go at the right time, and of course they have all the Christmas celebrations, but you've got to remember that you're traveling on a plane. And if you're coming from somewhere like Canada or even the UK, the snow can be, well, scary, and you don't really want to be worrying about if your flight is going to be canceled. So I'd recommend going in like March through May because the weather is good. It's like 28 degrees Celsius. There aren't too many people there. Every time I've gone, it has been beautiful and it hasn't rained, knock on wood. And they usually have festivals going on, like Food and Wine is around there, and Flower and Garden Festival at Epcot, so I'd recommend definitely going from March through May. Alright, so the last thing I want to talk about today is pin trading. I don't know if it's caught on more in the past couple years, but the last time I was there, we had no idea really what pin trading was until we started seeing pins around and people carrying them. And once we kind of figured out what it was, we loved it. If you're not aware, pin trading is Disney has all these little pins of their characters and there's different ones. And if you buy packs, you can trade them with cast members or other people, if they're up to it, at the parks, and they're really cute and it's a great souvenir and you can make a lot of memories. So I definitely recommend looking into pin trading. Don't skip it. It's a lot of fun and it has improved in the past couple years. I'm aware that there's more pins and there's more cast members with pins to trade, so you should definitely do it. Alright, that is it for today, guys. Thank you all for watching and I'll talk to you next time. Bye!